Hello guys, good day everyone. This is the Creators Lodge and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please do well to like this video, do well to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button so that when next I release a tutorial video like this, YouTube will notify you. Now guys, in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to design this church flyer, alright, using your smartphone, the Pixellab application. Guys, if you are new to my channel, please I will encourage you to go ahead to watch my previous videos so that you can understand some principles that I make use of whenever I want to do a particular design or whenever I want to do designs. All right, and I will encourage you to please check out my previous videos so that you can have a ground knowledge of how to use the Pixellab application. Now, as usual, I would like to do a breakdown of the flyer before we start the tutorial. Now, when you look at this flyer, you're going to see that the size is a bit long, which would make me, to reveal to you guys the size of this design. Now, this is the size of this design. The height is 3508 and then the width is 2480. Now, if you are familiar with A4, you would know that this is A4 size in pixels. All right, so if you want to do an A4 flyer and you are looking for the size for an A4 flyer, please know that this is the A4 size, all right, but this is in pixels. All right, this is in pixels, so this is the reason why the flyer is long, in size. All right, so today I didn't use the size I usually use, which is 3000 by 3500. I decided that this design should be an A4 size design. All right, now prophetic sites, NOGE, Night of Glory and Encounter, prophetic sites. Now when you look at this design, you are going to see that this design, I made use of red dominantly on this design. Now when I started this design, I wanted to make use of the blue color, but then at some point I changed it to to red. All right, and the reason why I used red is because I just felt red is kind of brutal. Red has this kind of something is about to happen, something is about to happen, something is about to happen. All right, so out there, red color has different meaning. All right, when you look at the color theory and then you check out the red color, it has different theory, it has different meaning. Red can mean danger, though it depends on the shade of red you are using. All right, some shades of red can represent danger. All right, some shades of red can represent love. All right, but red also can signify something about to happen. All right, something about to happen. And then when you look at this meeting is prophetic sight. It means that there is about to be the prophetic is about to take place, something is about to happen. So I wanted to make use of blue, but then I decided I think red will go better for this design, so I changed it to red. Now you can see the reason behind me using red. Now when you come to the eagle, you're going to see that this is the eyes of an eagle, this is the face of an eagle. All right, now for the Christians, if you are familiar with your Bible, you are going to see the scripture that says that they that wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength, they shall mount up as eagles, with wings like eagles. All right, now the Bible used the eagle to signify the believer that waits upon the Lord. Now, can you see that, guys? So the face of an eagle, a believer that mounts up his strength, that mounts up with wings. All right, a believer that waits upon the Lord, what will happen is that he begins to see clearly. All right, is trying to regain strength like an eagle. When you study an eagle, you are going to see that at a particular point in time in the life of an eagle, the eagle would have to go high. The eagle will have to ascend high to the mountain, when he discovers that his body functionality, everything is becoming weak. He is no longer having strength as he used to have. His body is becoming heavy, is looking like is degrading. All right, what the eagle will do is that the eagle will ascend high for the space of about 90 days, I think. Now all the eagle is doing, the eagle is trying to shed off its feathers, trying to bring out new feathers, trying to shed off its beak. It will be hitting its beak on the rock, trying to shed off its beak, trying to change everything, the outlook and everything. Now when the eagle is done for the space of these days, when the eagle comes out, the eagle looks like a new creature again. All right, so you see that it's already a transformation. All right, so the believer or the one that waits upon the Lord is likened to that of an eagle. And then eagle are known for their sharp eyesight. An eagle can, see from a very far distance, all right, from, from heaven, or from the atmospheric heaven, as you want to call it. An eagle can look down from a very far distance, target its prey and go straight to the prey. So they have very sharp vision. I think they are the birds that has the sharpest vision ever. That is why you hardly see an eagle miss its prey. An eagle never miss the prey. You hardly see an eagle miss the prey, because from a high altitude, it's going to target its prey and go straight to the prey. So you see, they have sharp vision. So when you look at it, prophetic sight is also you having a sharp vision. What others don't see naturally, you are seeing it. What people do not see, what they are not conscious of, you are conscious of it. So that's prophetic sight. So I'm doing this breakdown because sometimes you see persons use eagle on the flyer and you don't have understanding of why they are making use of eagle. So I'm explaining to you now that for the eagle that has a sharp vision, so you will likely see eagle, face of an eagle on designs that has to do with maybe sight, prophetic, seeing, stuff like that, because of the vision part. All right, so that's the reason why you are seeing eagle on this design. And then you're going to see the text prophetic sight, you're going to see the lens flare I made use of, you're going to see the NOGE. Now for this NOGE, all right, this is a 3D text effect that I got this 3D text effect from FreePic. Now, all I need to do was to edit the text effect in my PC, on my PC. Now, you can do this using the Photopea, but I was working on my PC, so I just decided to edit, making use of my PC to edit the text effect. But guys, if you want to know how to edit using Photopea, now Photopea it's a website that you can access using your smartphone. So you can use it to edit the text effect. I'll be making the text effect available, every resource file for this design. I'll be making it available in the link in the Google Drive in this video description. All right. So once you get the text effect, you just edit the text, you write NOGE, all right, you write NOGE, all right, and then you save the text effect. Now the font I use for the NOGE is the Big Shoulders font, all right, the Big Shoulder font. So you can do that and you get your NOGE. I'm going to be giving you guys the text effect. I'm not going to give you guys the NOGE because I want you guys to practice it yourself. Now with this, guys, I think I'm done with the explanation of this design. Now one last thing before we move on to designing this flyer. Now when you look at this line here, this is a gradient. It's just to give it beauty, nothing really special, but to give it beauty and to create kind of a demarcation, all right, on this design. So that's what I did. Now when you look at this present, you are going to make use of the perspective, the perspective tool to create this present this way. All right, now guys, without any further ado, let's begin the design. Alright guys, welcome to the Pixellab application. Now someone want to ask, I thought we were in Pixellab just now, why are you in PixArt? Yeah, so for the background, I did a little bit of manipulation for the background and I couldn't achieve the manipulation in Pixellab. That is why I'm in the PixArt application. Now for instance, the eagle, now if you noticed, I'm going to be sharing you guys with you guys just the picture of the eagle. Now if you noticed, I already erased this eagle. All right, you can click on the eraser tool up here, you can click on it and then you erase the part of the eagle. I'm saying this because the eagle's image I'm going to be sharing with you guys is going to be the normal image that I've not erased. So I came to Pixellab. Now this is the background and then I inserted this picture of an eagle. Erase softly. I've shown you guys how to erase in my previous tutorials. Erase the part of the eagle softly and then you bring it somewhere here this way. All right, so you bring it somewhere here this way, you have it like this. Now this is the first thing. Now the second thing you want to do is to bring in the lens flare. I added the lens flare to this and I blended the lens flare to the background so that it can look more beautiful. And for instance, when you look at the eagle, you're going to see that this the top part of the eagle, it's kind of dark. So it's not looking 100% blend, it's not blending 100% well with the background. So that was why I added lens flare so that it can blend even further with the background. So let's import the lens flare from our gallery. Alright guys, so this is the lens flare. So I'm going to change the blend to screen. Alright, and then I'm going to click on my adjust. I'm going to click on hue and then I'm going to make the hue, the color of the background. I'm going to make the hue yeah, red like this. So let's use minus 27. Let's see. I think this is a good red. Let me mark this and then let me increase this way and see. Let's see. I think this is a good red. Yeah, let's see. Okay, great. So can you see this, guys? Now I'm just going to blur the lens flare a little bit. Now the reason why I'm blurring the lens flare a little bit is because I noticed breaking pixels on the flare. The flare is not exactly smooth, so I want it to be smooth. So I'm going to click on blend. All right. I'm going to click on FX, sorry, and then I'm going to click on blur. All right, and click on this particular blur here. You can increase this blur a little bit like this, and then you mark this. Yeah, so it's 100, now the smoothness, I love the smoothness. Now I'm going to click on the next lens flare, and then I'm going to click on blend. I'm going to click on screen. All right, and then I'm going to click on FX, click on blur, increase the blur again to about 30 here, and then you mark this, and then I'm going to click on adjust, and then I'll click on hue, and then I'm going to move the hue to I think we made use of 27 if I'm not mistaken now. So I'm going to move the hue this way. Let's see, 27. Let's see. Yeah, let's mark this, bring this down here. All right, awesome. Bring this down here this way. Awesome. Place it somewhere here this way so that it can blend well with the design. Can you see this, guys? So I'm going to place it somewhere here. Let's move it here like this. Yep, great. So let's move it here like this. Great, awesome. So you leave it here and then you are cool to go. Now I don't want to place another flare here because we'll add our text here. All right, if you notice, we'll add our text, so I'm going to place the flare just here so that we can add our text in this other empty space here. So once you are done with this blending, you're going to mark it and then you're going to import into the Pixellab application, and then we'll go ahead with our designs. So let's do that, guys. Alright guys, so welcome to the Pixellab application. Now let's go ahead adding our text. Alright, I've explained this flyer, so I'm just going to be going straight to, putting all text and everything together. So I'm going to click on text and then I'm going to write the word prophetic. Alright, prophetic here, and then I'm going to click on font. I made use of the Big Shoulders font. So I'm going to click on font, click on my font, click on Big Shoulder. I made use of Big Shoulder black. And then I'm going to have this. Okay, I'm going to click on that again. Let me see, Big Shoulder, yeah. And then I'll click on style, click on this like this, and then you have something like this. And then I'm going to make this all capital letter like this. Yeah, so you have something like this. And I'm going to use my padding and then move my padding this way. All right, move my padding this way. All right, yeah, exactly. So you have prophetic. Now let's check out the original. Let's see. Yeah, prophetic, and then we have sight. Now I'm going to make this visible, place the prophetic here this way, copy this, and then change it to sight. All right, so change this to sight. Now the sight is going to be kind of bigger a little bit than the prophetic. Now centralize the prophetic and then also centralize the sight, and then add shadow to the prophetic, because I want the sight to be behind the prophetic text, and then I want to add shadow, on the both words, which is both prophetic and sight. Now when I click shadow, you are going to see there's going to be shadow. Now I'm going to click on offset Y. What I'm trying to do is to drop down the shadow. Click on offset X a little bit to about 6. Can you see this? I'm dropping down the shadow, increase the blurriness a little bit. Now come to the opacity and reduce the opacity. For me, I made use of 58 opacity. Can you see this, guys? So you have something like this, and then you mark this. So can you see this, guys? Do you notice that the shadow, the text is kind of it on top the site? So I'll do the same thing for site. I'm going to do the same thing for site. All right, let me see this padding. I want to work on the padding for my site. I think the padding is not exactly the way it should be. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to click on shadow, do the same thing, click on shadow, enable shadow, offset the Y, all right, and then offset, offset the X, and then increase the blurriness a little bit, and then make use of the 58% opacity. So you have something like this. Can you see this, guys? Now the next thing we want to do, we're going to check out the original. The next thing we want to do is to start writing, the ministry. All right, the ministry. Now I'm going to click on text. I'm going to click on ministry. All right, change the text to ministry. All right, yeah, change it to ministry, bring it here. Now I'm going to change the font. I'm going to make use of a font called Better Saturday. So Better Saturday, I'm going to click on Better Saturday. I'm going to move my padding because the letter M is not coming out well, so I'm going to move my padding and place the ministry here. I'm going to copy this font, and then I'm going to start writing the names of the minister. So we have this minister here, which is Prophet Charles Ike. I'm going to change this name of the minister to Montserrat. All right, because I made use of Montserrat for this. I'm going to change the Charles Ike to Montserrat, bold, and then I'm going to change the prophet to Montserrat Italics. All right, so I have this. Now I'm going to centralize this text, align, do center alignment, and then after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to change the color of the prophet, just the prophet. So you click on color, you highlight just the prophet, you click on the add icon, you click on color picker, you click on the design, and then you can pick a color from here, from the beak of the eagle. You mark it, and then you have something like this. Can you see this, guys? Now if you're familiar with my tutorial, you understand why I pick color from my design. I'm trying to ensure consistency of color all through the design. You don't just pick colors anyhow. Make sure the color is consistent through the design. All right, now I'm going to reduce this prophet Charles Ike this way, and then I'm going to reduce this way, increase a little bit, let's see, and bring it here, copy this text again, and then change to the second minister. All right, and then the second minister is Prophet Daniel George, and then I'm going to have something like this way again. I'm going to move this up a little bit, move this up. I think the line spacing in between the prophet and the names, I think it's too much. So let me reduce by 4. I also reduce this and line spacing. I also reduce the line spacing by 4. Here you have something like this, and then you can decide to check if the text is in middle. So align the prophets, make sure the prophets are aligned, and then you move up like that. So you want to know if they are both in the middle. So let's move this prophet a little bit upwards. Now the next thing we want to do is to create a shape, have a gradient shape. All right, a gradient shape of transparent and red. I'm going to show you guys. So the first layer is transparent, the second layer is kind of the red color. Can you see this, guys? It's kind of this color. So you have a gradient shape like this. So I'll reduce this size, increase it this way, and then place it somewhere here. So I want to write my venue, but I want to have more like a gradient shape where I can write my venue. So that's the essence of me doing this. So I'm going to place it here this way. Can you see this, guys? I'm going to place it here this way, and then you can go ahead writing your venue. Now if you notice that the text is too big, I'm going to reduce it. All right, so you can keep reducing. Once you check your design, you notice the text is too big, you are free to reduce. All right, because you must get it right, whatever you are doing or whatever you want to do. All right, so now I'm going to move this shape up here, and then I'm going to create a new text, and then I'm going to write the venue. All right, so the venue is the next thing to write. So the venue is I'm going to pick this venue. Okay, so I'm going to pick this venue. I'm going to make it this way. So can you see this, guys? Reduce the size of this venue. This is Montserrat. All right, the venue is in Montserrat. Now here comes my margin. So now I'm going to create a margin because this design has a margin actually. All right, but I told you guys, as a professional, once you are already used to the margin, you will likely not be drawing the margin because you are used to it. All right, so now this design has a margin, and this is the margin for the design. So I'm going to click on my venue this way. Now let me check out the original and see. I aligned the venue to the left. Can you see this, guys? I aligned the venue to the left, and I moved the Daniel George to the left. So let's do that. All right, so because your design has to be aligned to a particular point. All right, you need to have an alignment. So let's click on align. Let's click on left alignment this way. All right, let me check out the original again here. So click on left alignment, and then we'll move this venue, we'll move it to the edge, let it touch the line, and then we'll move this prophet also, move it. All right, move it by 2. Let's see. Okay, great. So we move this guy also. All right, we'll move this here. I want to believe it's aligned now. Let me check for effectiveness. Yeah, awesome. So it's aligned. So we move the ministry also. All right, we move the ministry. Make sure the ministry is centralized. So how do you know if the ministry is centralized? You click on another grid, I move this grid to this place. So I have Daniel George as my focus for middle. So that's what I have as my focus for middle. So I'm going to move the mini string here and see, is the mini string centralized? Let me see. Okay, yeah, mini string is centralized. And then the same thing goes for Prophet Charles EK is centralized. So we are good to go. So that's how you check for, the alignment. So we move this our venue a little bit upwards so that it can be in the middle of the shape, not just anywhere, but in the middle of the shape. Now the next thing we want to do is to bring in the NOGE, Night of Glory. So let's bring that from our gallery. Okay guys, so this is the text effect NOGE. Remember I said it guys that I'm not going to be giving you guys, I'm going to lock these layers so they don't move, please. Yeah, remember I said I'm going to give you guys just the text effect. I'm not going to give you guys, this NOGE. So you can make use of the Photopea website. If you don't know how to do that in the Photopea website, please, I'm going to add a link, of the tutorial to this video in the video description. You can check it out and, know how to make use of the Photopea website to edit text effect. Now, this is NOGE. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my text and then I'm going to write the Night of Glory and Encounter. Night of Glory and Encounter. Now this is the text. Let me lock the layer for the NOGE. This is the text. Now I'm going to change the font. All right, I'm going to make use of the Big Shoulders font. All right, the same Big Shoulder display black, and then I'm going to click on this. You have something like this, NOGE. Now can you see this guys? You have NOGE, and then I'm going to reduce this way like this so that it can be in the middle. All right, it can be in the middle. Let me see. Is it in the middle? Let me check out the original and see. Okay, so let me see. Let me move the NOGE. All right, so I'm going to move the NOGE a little bit this way, Okay, I think this is cool. All right, yeah. So I'm going to reduce the size of the Night of Glory and Encounter again. Let's reduce by 1. Okay, I think that's too much. So let me go back. Let me click on the back button. Yeah, so I'm just going to bring it down a little so it doesn't be too close to the NOGE. So you have this. All right, now the next thing is I'm going to copy this text and I'm going to write the name of the ministry. All right, Word and Life Conference. All right, so I'm going to change this to Montserrat. All right, I'm going to change to Montserrat. I'm going to click on Montserrat bold, I think. Yeah, so I click on Montserrat bold. I'll reduce this size this way, and then I'm going to centralize it this way. All right, reduce this size, centralize it, and then you have something like this, but it's too close to the top of your design. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Now, I think at this point, I'm going to move the NOGE up a little bit. So I'm trying to ensure that the NOGE and the Night of Glory and Encounter is not too close to my prophetic site. All right, so that's what I'm trying to ensure. That's why I'm moving it so that there will be breathing space in between, each text. All right, now I'm going to copy the Word and Life Conference and then I'm going to write the word present. All right, and then I'm going to choose the Montserrat medium. Remember this is Montserrat bold, so I'm going to change it to Montserrat medium, and then I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to reduce the size this way, and then I'm going to do what I call my line spacing. All right, so I'm going to click on spacing. I'm not line spacing now, spacing in between letters. All right, so you have something like this, and then you mark this. Now you click on perspective tool, you enable perspective tool, and then you do a little bit of perspective. All right, just to make sure that the present is aligns with the way the NOGE is. All right, so that's the essence of me just doing this perspective. All right, so let me mark this and see. So you have your present here, you can place it here, centralize it. So though my present is not the perspective of my present is not perfect, but please, if you want to do yours, please ensure that it is perfect. So I've told you guys that when you are doing things like this, you don't rush. Yeah, so I think I'll just make use of this. So but you can make yours very perfect. You settle down, take your time, you make it very perfect. All right, so you have present like this. You can increase the line spacing again if it's not enough. You have present like this, and then you have this, and then the last thing you want to do is to put in your date and your time. So I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to choose the 12th of March, which is my date. So I'm going to bring that here, All right, bring that here this way. Remember, we made use of a meter rule, so I'm going to move this up, and then I'm going to make my meter rule this way. I want my date to start from the bottom of my night of glory and encounter. So can you see this, guys? So I'm going to make my meter rule this way, move this way, so you have 12th of March, and then I'm going to increase this size because this size is a little bit small. I'm going to increase this size. I'm going to make the March, just the March alone, I'm going to make it bold. All right, just the March alone. All right, but if you noticed, I didn't do the full March. I just did MAR. That's the easiest way, for you to write text like this. So I'm going to move this up a little, and then I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to write the time, and the time is 5 p.m. All right, I'm going to bring this here like this. All right, so I'm going to move this here. I'm going to move this here this way. Time is 5 p.m. I'm going to move this, but make sure it's sitting on the margin where we wrote the night of glory and encounter. Do you notice what I'm doing? I'm ensuring that the 5 p.m. touches the margin on the right, and it also sits on the margin that I'm using for the night of glory and encounter. All right, I'm trying to ensure that it is consistent. The design is consistent. So you have 5 p.m. and then you have 12th of March. So I'll create a shape. Now the essence of this shape is for demarcation. All right, so someone want to ask, why are you creating this shape? The essence of this shape is just to create hierarchy or demarcation. All right, so that's the essence of me creating this shape. So I'll create a shape like this. I'll mark this, and then I'll make the color of the shape the color I made use of for the prophets. All right, so I have something like this. All right, and then I'm going to move this down this way, put it in the middle. All right, it's going to be in the middle of my March and my 5 p.m. like this, but the shape now is too big. I'm noticing that the shape is too big, so I'll likely reduce the shape this way. All right, and then I'll just make sure that it is centralized in between the date and in between the time. All right, so you have something like this. Can you see this, guys? So can you see this, guys? So for the 5 p.m., I'm going to increase the 5 p.m. a little bit, the size of the 5 p.m. a little bit, and make sure it is bold. All right, make sure it's in bold. Yeah, make sure it's in bold. So can you see this, guys? 12th of March, and then you have 5 p.m. and then with this you are done with this design in the Pixellab application, guys. Can you see this? Can you see the original? One last thing we are going to do in the Pixellab is to create the line I talked about, this line that went through this design here. Can you see this line? So that's the last thing we're going to do here. So I'm going to make this layer invisible, and then I'm going to click on my shape, click on gradient, click on this white and transparent gradient. The top of the gradient is going to be white, and then the bottom is going to be transparent. You click OK, you increase the size this way, you mark it, and then you do this way like this. You increase, you reduce this way. Now the next thing you want to do is to rotate this way, and then you place it like this. You rotate. If the size is not big enough, you increase again. You rotate, you place this way, and then you reduce the opacity this way. Can you see this, guys? You reduce the opacity this way, and then you have your demarcation. Can you see this, guys? So it's quite easy, simple for you to demarcate the design. Now I'm going to save this as image, save as ultra. Now the last thing we're going to be doing is to add our lens flare in the PixArt application. Lens flare. All right, and I've shown you guys how to add lens flare in the PixArt application. So you go to PixArt application, you add your lens flare, and your lens flare is going to be here. All right, your lens flare is going to be here. All right, I don't want this tutorial to be too long, so I'm not going to be doing that. So when you go to the PixArt application, you insert your design, and then you look for lens flare. All right, flares. You click on it, and then you choose the lens flare, and most likely when you choose the lens flare, it's going to be in blue color. So you have to make use of the hue, the way I did this lens flare I used for the background. You make use of the hue to change the hue of the lens flare. So you place the lens flare here in the middle of this prophetic site, and then you place another little lens flare at the bottom of your site. Right, so you can check out. I'm going to add a preview of the original of this design in the Google, in the folder for the resource files. So you can check out how I added my lens flare, so that you can be able to guide yourself on how to do that. So once you are done with that, you save your design from PixArt. The last thing you would want to do is to enhance the design using the Adobe Lightroom. And if you want to learn how to enhance designs using Adobe Lightroom, you can check this video description. You will see a link to get my course, step-by-step guide A to Z, how to enhance your design in Lightroom, in PixArt, in Snapseed. and it's going to be a lovely course. You would enjoy it. All right, thank you so much guys for staying to the end of this tutorial. I believe that you learned something new, you enjoyed this design. Please do well to drop a comment, guys. Please do well to drop a comment. Let me know if you enjoyed this tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next tutorial. Until next time guys, this is the Creators Lodge.